Thank you, Sue. Again, my name is Keith Huff. I'm with the Field Operations Department with the City of Winston-Salem, and this is our 3 o'clock media briefing on some pending inclement weather. The timing as we know it right now, we're expecting some inclement weather to come in Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening until Thursday morning. Basically what crews are doing right now in prep is we are loading salt, spreading brine, and putting plows on our vehicles that will service the road during the event. So leading up into the event, we will be brining major roads, emergency critical care paths, in other words, and the central business district. And we will be working to brine all those streets prior to the event. When the event starts, then we're going to be treating roads with salt, and if need be, we will push snow. So that will take place all during the event. We will work 2 12-hour shifts until the event is concluded. So with that, be happy to answer any questions. Okay.
So I know that obviously, how many crews are going to be out there. It always, it depends on how big the storm is. For right now,
so we'll have 16 trucks, tandem axle trucks, push plows out there in separate areas of the city. Our strategy is we start on majors and these emergency routes first, then drop down to collector roads, and then to your residential areas. So that's our hierarchy that we'll deal with, and emergency calls as need be. But we will have crews all over the city. I do not have totals as of right now, but they've been putting brine out since this morning and will continue up until the event actually starts. So right now this is expected to be starting as snow and ending as snow. So we will be able to brine the central business district. We will brine all the way through the event there. And then obviously we will start salting and pushing as need be. So brine up until the event starts, and then a combination of brine, road salt, and push as need be when the event actually occurs. Yes, great question. Give the crews and the equipment a wide berth if you can to do their work. And then obviously when the event is ongoing, stay off the roads unless you absolutely need to get out. Yeah, so for the direction to the crews, it is be safe, travel at the safest speed you can while accomplishing the goals of the city.
About their neighborhoods and secondary streets still being icy and rough days after, just because the weather stays, a bit colder after
Yep.
that. So is there any message to them about what might be different this time around in terms of how quickly or not the roads will be cleared so that they can leave their homes once the event is done?
Yeah, good question. So with the event that we had in January, it was bitterly cold temperatures. The ground temperatures were the coldest that we've seen, or the National Weather Service has seen in recent history. We're not seeing that with this event, but that said, we are going to work our hierarchy from majors and emergency routes to collectors to residentials. And we're hoping to get a lot more help with Mother Nature and the temperatures and the sunlight with this event. It's really weather dependent. Right now, the forecast is calling for roughly 2 inches of snowfall, wet snow. So again, we're hoping that isn't the case with the last event where you had 2.5 inches, but it was 11 degrees, 12 degrees, and that really forestalls the efforts, because anything where you have to literally chip the road away, it takes a lot more time, a lot more resources, a lot more road salt to clear that same segment of road. So hopefully we don't get into that situation this time. Sure, good question. So the road salt, obviously when tire traffic goes across it, it beats it off, it granular, you carry it off. even with the brine that you see on Research Parkway, it still has wheel paths on it. So if you put it on there today, odds are you're not going to have the bulk of it when it comes to the event. So good question.
Keith, can you talk about at the temperature that brine is no longer effective?
Yeah, so there are a couple of different types of brine, sodium chloride and potassium chloride. We do use sodium chloride, so basically what Sue's getting at is if you have extremely cold temperatures like we had in January in the low teens, then brine starts to lose its effectiveness. Again, we hope we don't have those situations with this event, but yeah, there is a temperature where brine, potassium, and sodium chloride starts to lose its effectiveness. Yeah, it's what you see over the years, and really the weather, the temperatures, all of that dictate. If you get bright sunny weather after that, you can push that snow a lot more effectively than when it's in the teens and it's tightened up and you really can't get a plow underneath it. But it's all situational. Again, like we've been talking about, if you don't have to get out on the roads during the event, please stay home for the safety of all. We're basically trying to deal with the roads. Fire will handle all of your space heater questions.
Just looks sorry I'm late, but how many square miles of roads are your city crews going to apply brine, salt to particular?
We brine the majors and critical care routes. The overall roads that we own, operate, and maintain is about 1,250 lane miles of roads. But we concentrate our brine on those majors and critical care routes. Oh, we will be brining up into the event and the central business district. Let me add that to the list. But brining will occur up into the event.
And Keith, mention again, if you didn't already, about the central business district. It is not plowed.
Yes, so the central business district, we salt and brine the central business district because there's literally no place to put that snow when you plow it up. When you windrow it up, there's no place to put it without obstructing somebody's driveway, sidewalk, or access point. So that's why we brine and salt the central business district. All right, any more questions? No, I think that captures it.
Anything on that weather briefing you heard at 11:30 by National Weather Service in Raleigh, any of that concern you?
We heard that the forecast is in flux. As they mentioned in the weather briefing, it's always in flux for winter storms. But what we took away from it is right now, from the 11:30 briefing, they're expecting approximately 2 inches of snow, starting as a wet snow, ending as a wet snow. So that's kind of how we're preparing for this right now.
Did you know that they initially said that possibly we could get 7 inches if that storm tracked away?
Correct. We heard that initially, but those forecasts, as you probably heard at the 11:30 briefing, are trending down. So that's good for time and resources on the roads as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. All right. Any other questions? All right. Thanks all. We appreciate your time.